I'm here with Jeff Taylor, who is running for 2nd District Alderman for the town of Greenville. And Jeff, first off, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning. I'm married to Rebecca Taylor. We've been married 29 years as of June 29th. We have 3 children, 2 of which have graduated from Greenville High School, and the third is a senior, so we will soon be empty nesters. I attended the University of Tennessee, and I did my elementary and high school education from Humboldt High School in West Tennessee. We have lived here in Greenville twice. We moved back in 2008, and prior to that, we lived here from 1992 to 1999. I'm currently employed at Forward Air as the Vice President of Procurement.
And tell us why you've decided to run for election for Alderman.
When Brian Bragdon vacated the position due to moving out of district, I had several people ask me if I had thought about serving in city government. And would I consider, think about running in that position, having been extremely active through various positions and committees and organizations and nonprofits in Greenville. I grew up in a small town. My parents were school teachers, which is a form of public service, and then also my grandfather was Public Works in Milan, Tennessee, and also a county commissioner in Gibson County. So I kind of grew up in city government, local government. I did an internship when I was in college on Capitol Hill. I just enjoy, honestly, working for a community. It's kind of in my DNA. So when the opportunity arose, I did a lot of thought and prayer about it, and decided to take the opportunity. And I was appointed by the mayor and alderman at that time, or at this time. And so it gave me an opportunity to stick my toe into the water and see how much time was involved, and also a great learning curve to do that. So, it's been a great opportunity. And really, I've enjoyed it immensely, as we have a great community, and so it's an opportunity to give back to the community that's been very generous to me.
And what do you think is the biggest issue Greenville is facing right now?
I think we have 2 major issues. One, it's the drug issue, and then 2, it is getting our citizens re-engaged post economic recession. The drug issue is across all socioeconomic demographics. It's horrible. As I said, my wife teaches in public school. I'm heavily involved in our school system. As an employer, we see the impact, and that is a major concern, obviously, because that too impacts our ability for economic development. It impacts the safety of our community. It impacts, the promotability of our community. Unfortunately, we're in a region that has been highlighted nationally, not necessarily Greenville specific, but this region has been, many documentaries and newscasts have been about the drug epidemic in this region. So that to me is probably the most concerning. But secondly, as we came out of the economic recession, Greenville has always had a very philanthropic spirit, esprit de corps, volunteerism. We've always been a leader in this region, and even voted nationally back in the 90s as one of the most livable towns and small towns in America. And I think coming out of the recession, because of the lack of funding, because of the loss of Magnavox and the tobacco industry as it declined, all those factors working together created less opportunity to create momentum and volunteer opportunities that were so prevalent in part of the greatest era of Greenville history. And so I think that is the other real, to me, concern, is how do we re-engage our community to be active and help with economic development, like downtown redevelopment, volunteering in our schools, keep green clean, volunteering for Boy Scout, Girl Scouts. You constantly get calls of, hey, will you serve on our board? Can you help on this committee? And there is a need for hands. And there are a lot of opportunities, and all these opportunities only make our community better. So I think it's re-engagement.
And what are your plans, if any, if you are elected to alderman?
To continue to promote our economic development, we have two major strengths that most small towns do not have. One is our school system. It's been nationally recognized. And then two is our airport. A lot of people don't understand how valuable our airport is. It's not a commercial airport, but from a recruitment standpoint for economic development in this day and age, accessibility is key. I have, as VP of Procurement at Forward Air, we're a $1.2 billion company. I have visitors or vendors that come from all over the country, and they have to fly into Knoxville or Tri-Cities, and they will say, it's hard to get here. And so as you try to recruit, the John Deere's, the Worthington Industries to Greenville, those type employers that are fairly large, that are fairly recession proof, their senior executives don't necessarily live in Greenville, but they need to be able to get here. And if something happens at their plant, they need to be able to fly a part in. Well, you can do that with our airport. And so we have a resource there that no one else has. One of the key reasons Hamlin County has been so successful in economic development and recruiting large industry is their airport as well. Ours is a nicer, larger airport, which also lends well to aviation development. That's an industry that is one of the fastest growing industries in the country. And we have, because of the size of our airport, and that's why the city has opted to take that on, is because we recognize that's a major area of opportunity, and it's also a huge cog in our economic formula. So promoting economic development, promoting our schools, but also thirdly, to continue to work with the various organizations in town to get some continuity and cohesiveness and promote the ideas and get action and facilitation of people to get involved. We are given it. We have a gift, and that's the Andrew Johnson National Historic Site. Not many people have that, and so where we sit within miles of the number one visited national park in America, we easily should be living off their coattails to bring tourism dollars. Those are great dollars. They come, they visit, they drop those dollars, they go home. And it also promotes, folks that are on vacation down here to say, hey, I was in this great community. There may be an opportunity to put a business here. So, we have those gifts and resources. And so as alderman, again, with my contacts that I work through my business, in my participation through the City School Education Foundation, I constantly are promoting Greenville, and that's one of my key objectives, is to promote our resources and viability as a major small town that has a lot to offer.
And is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
In closing, Greenville's a wonderful community. It's been very, very good to my family. I follow the mantra of, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I've been active in civic organizations. I've been active with the Arts Council, the Education Foundation. So I've crossed a lot of different groups of people. And as I've traveled a lot through my job across this country, we live in a great country. I always come back to Greenville, Tennessee, and I'm always happy to be back in Greenville, Tennessee. I grew up in West Tennessee, and we live in a very diverse state, but the work ethic, the quality of the people, the quality of life here is special. We have beautiful architecture. We have great resources and accessibility to natural resources and parks. And that's why, serving in this capacity is important to me. I want to do what's right. People ask me, has it been just awful, being an alderman and they're calling you in the middle of the night? We've had some difficulties, yes, but when people call, I'm glad they call, because you can't fix what you don't know. We may not always get the right answer, but if somebody's calling me, that means they care. and it's easy to sit on the sideline and complain, but it's harder to pick up the phone or to send an email or connect to say, hey, this is really important to me. And so I enjoy trying to be the problem solver. It's kind of how I'm wired, and it's because I care about this community and the quality of life. I want to leave a legacy to my children and on down, because people before me worked hard to make this such a great community. Our schools are great. The job opportunity, the market's great. There's always room for improvement. As Bobby Kennedy said, there's hope to always make it better. And then his brother said, not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So I kind of take those things and apply them every day. Greenville's a special place. I've enjoyed serving and hope to continue to serve because we do have some work to do. We're not always going to agree 100%, but I think facilitating conversation and listening to ideas and coming to an agreement that hopefully we all can live with to make it better. That's what got Greenville to where it is today. That's why our school systems are so good. That's why we have solid economic growth. Could that be better? Absolutely. And now, to me, downtown is critically important because it's such a beautiful natural resource, not natural resource, but it's such a resource to bring additional jobs and really small town America is what this country was built on. And I think that we're in prime position to really accelerate and continue to be the community that we are. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I've appreciated the folks that have supported me, and hopefully I've done a good job. And I hope continue our work as we fight for our schools and public safety and bring opportunities that we haven't had before.
That was Jeff Taylor. He's running for 2nd District Alderman for the town of Greenville.